it's Mo. So today I'm coming at you with a really exciting video. It's my first ever dupes video, and I actually just checked online, and the thing that I am saying is a dupe for something is this 56-piece makeup artist collection from e.l.f. Cosmetics. I actually found this on, it was part of, I think, their holiday line for 2013. So if you want this, you better go scoop it up from the website. It is $20. And I found it at my Target over the holiday season. So you might already have this, especially if you ask for e.l.f. things from Target for Christmas, because, I mean, they have so much stuff and it's so affordable. So the thing that I am duping today is the Lorac Pro palette. I was actually doing a get ready with me featuring some of my favorite e.l.f. products of this look, and as I was using this case here, I realized some of the eyeshadows looked eerily similar to the ones in the Lorac Pro. And I did a few swatches, and I think there are some things that are coming out to be the same. So I thought I would do sort of a live, I guess it's not really live because this is recorded, but I'm going to try and see some of the dupes and see if they're actually here for you right now. What I'm going to try to do is reposition the camera to give you some dupe things here. So let me clear off my desk and let me reposition the camera, and I'll be right back at you. Okay, so these are the two palettes. Comparison wise, you can see that the Eyes Lips Face palette is much bigger than the Lorac Pro, but you're getting a lot more in there, as you can see. Okay, so here are the two palettes. I just took this top one out of the Eyes Lips Face or e.l.f. palette here, and I will go ahead and start showing you the colors that sort of are similar. There's not going to be any exact dupes in here, but there are things that can be similar and you can achieve a similar look. So first off is this nude color and this bottom corner color right here. So let's swatch this one and this one. And I hope you can see how kind of similar those are there. This is nude and this is the one from the e.l.f. palette. This is definitely more sparkly pink and this has more of a yellow color to it. I haven't really found a dupe for this champagne color, though you could go with that one as well. This gold color right here, and this color right here are pretty similar. This is gold from the Lorac Pro palette, and this one is from the Eyes Lips Face palette. Again, it's this one right here. So you can see those are pretty similar. And these are applied over a little bit of a wet surface because I've been wiping my arm off, but those are those two. Light bronze, I believe, is going, you can see I have a, or I hope you can see I have a big dent in that one. Or light bronze is going to be this color right here, the second one in. So there's a similarity there. This is the light bronze from the Lorac Pro palette, and this one is the second color from the bottom from the left in the e.l.f. palette. This one is definitely more pink toned, I would say, and this one is lighter and has a bit more of gold to it. So those are those two colors there. Pardon my nails through this whole thing too. They are crap. Let's see here. Pewter. Oh my gosh, was there a dog hair on there? I think there was a dog hair. Sexy. Okay, Pewter is going to be most closest to this color right here, I believe. Well, that one doesn't have too much color payoff. So let's do this one as well. So this is Pewter from the Lorac Pro palette. This is the third one from the right on the bottom row of that e.l.f. palette, and this is the fifth one from the right on the bottom row of the e.l.f. palette. You can see that the second one, is it the second one? Or the third one? The third one in from the e.l.f. palette is a bit closer, so that is that. And moving right along, this garnet color here, and I am swatching these, I promise. off camera in the correct order. I just can't fit that into my little setup here. Garnet here is going to be close to this one, the second one from the end on the bottom. And I think that's a pretty close dupe there. Again, this is the Garnet color from the Lorac Pro palette. This is the second one in on the e.l.f. palette there, the second one from the right on the bottom. Now for this deep purple color, you have these, let's see, it's hard to see from my angle here. You have these two purple colors here. So let's pick up deep purple, which is almost sort of a black here. And we'll pick up this purple. And find a clean finger, we'll pick up this purple. Okay, so this right here is deep purple from the Lorac Pro palette. This one is the third color, or the fourth color in from the right on the top row of the, the e.l.f. palette, and this is the fifth one from the right on the top row in the e.l.f. palette. This is the closest color comparison, but as you can see, the eyeshadow is a bit patchy and uneven. It doesn't have as much pigmentation as this one does. This one is a warmer brown tone to it, so that's what you get there in the e.l.f. palette when it comes to a deep purple color. I think this one is most comparable. The fourth one in from the right is this one here, and so it's the most comparable. So now we'll move up to the matte shades, and let's get some of this dust off. We'll move up to the matte shades here. This white, there's a white in the top row there, and I believe, as far as I can tell, that's pretty comparable. Let's do some swatching here. This white from the Lorac Pro palette is a lot more pigmented than the white from the e.l.f. palette there. And this is the first color in the eyeshadow palette on the top row from the left. So you can see that one gives a little bit more color payoff there. This cream color, there's not really a good dupe for it in here. I'll show it to you next to these two colors. Is that a fuzz in there? I'll show this cream to you next to these two colors, but these also have a little bit of shimmer in them, so I'm not sure. Also, I'm not sure how much it's going to pick up because the cream is kind of close to my skin color. So here's that light pink, and here's the one next to it. So you can see this cream is more of a true color cream, and these two are very similar but mostly pink. Now onto this taupe color right here, which is a really great transition color. The reason I love this palette is because you can get so many looks from it, yet it is pretty much a neutral palette. So this taupe color is pretty much close to this color here, the third one from the left, so we will swatch those. This is taupe. And we'll go into this one. Doesn't have as much. I'm going to do another swipe here. Okay. So, the taupe in, I hope you can understand here, the taupe in the Lorac Pro palette is truly a matte color. It's a yellowy toned, I believe, brown. This one, I had to do 2 swipes of that to get a good swatch of it to show you the color comparison. This is a cooler brown, I believe, has a little bit of shimmer in it, but still a good, good comparison between the two, I think. So that is taupe from Lorac Pro palette, and then the third one from the right in the e.l.f. palette on the bottom row there. Light pink, there's not really a dupe in here. These are going to be too dark for it. It's not really close. So I'm not going to show you anything like that. The reason I thought these two had some color comparisons in them was the comparison between this mauve and this purpley color here, the fourth one in on the e.l.f. palette in the bottom from the right. so we'll swatch those. Mauve is one of my favorite colors to actually put as a crease color. It's cool, and I feel like it defines your crease better. So let's take this one now. And I'm going to do another swipe on this swatch because the e.l.f. one, some of the colors don't have that much color payoff. So here you can see how close they are. This is Mauve from the Lorac Pro palette, and this is the mauve purple color from the Eyes Lips Face palette, the 1, 2, 3, 4th in from the right on the bottom. You can see that they are pretty close. So that's two. And this one from the e.l.f. palette is actually a matte color, so it's really comparable to it. Let's keep going. This Sable here, there's not really a good dupe, a matte dupe for that in here. This one might be kind of close, but it does have shimmer in it, and this one again might be something close. Let's see what we can figure out here. Let's do this one. This one. Get some more because that's not good enough. Okay. So this is Sable from the Lorac Pro palette. This is the last brown on the end from the right of the palette, the e.l.f. palette. And this is the 5th shade from the left on the top row. So you can see how they compare. This one is close, but it does have a little bit of shimmer in it. Espresso, I'm going to say the same thing. This one's probably, or this one here is probably the closest to it. I'm going to say for Espresso here, this one is probably the closest to it. This one's a good match, maybe, but this one has shimmer in it. So let's just do some comparisons here. I'm going to get another swatch because it's not that pigmented. And what I say, this one here. Okay, so this is Espresso from the Lorac Pro palette. This is the 5th shade from the left top row in the e.l.f. palette, and this is the 3rd shade from the bottom right on the e.l.f. palette. So again, this color is close to that Espresso color. Let's swatch it next to Sable as well. So that's Sable next to all those. And so finally we have black here. There's a black and a black there, so let's do some swatches. This is a matte black, and look how pigmented that is. Let's do this black. Again, not too pigmented. And we'll do this here. That's more of a blue black with a bit of green. So let's see here. This is the black from the Lorac Pro palette. This is the last color, black color in the top row on the right. And then this is a shimmery, the 4th color in from the left on the e.l.f. palette. So these two are kind of close. This is definitely a cool black. This has a little bit of warmth to it, I think. And I'm pretty sure I missed Slate here. So we'll go back down to the bottom. So this is a gray color. There's this gray color and this gray color. I don't think any of those are going to be comparable to that color. So let's get some swatches going on. And the slate color does have a little bit of blue in it. Yeah, none of these are going to be anything close. So, alright, so that's Slate from the Lorac Pro palette, and this is the 2nd top row, 2nd from the left, and this is the 2nd row, 4th from the right. So none of them match at all, but this is a really pretty slate color, in fact. So there you have it, the comparison between these two palettes. Obviously, you're getting a whole lot more with this whole pan of eyeshadows and then this whole pan of blushes. You're also getting a huge mirror in there. And I like e.l.f. I like e.l.f. products. I really love Eyes, Lips, Face things. This is a great palette. I found it on clearance from their holiday collection. It's still on their website, but I think this is a great alternative to the Lorac Pro palette. If you don't want to spend, I believe it's $42 on an eyeshadow palette, but I think it's worth it. I definitely think that the Lorac Pro is worth the $48. I think that this is worth the 20-some-ish dollars I think you're going to pay for this on the e.l.f. website. And this actually comes in a 56-piece set. So I'm not sure if they're counting all the eyeshadows and blushes. I think they are. But you get this palette, you get some brushes, and I believe an eyeliner or something. I'll link it down below so you all can see. But these are definitely comparable, I believe, but if you're looking for the Lorac Pro palette, I highly recommend it. If you don't want to spend that, I don't blame you. This is a great alternative. They also have this set in black. I don't have it, so I'm not sure if the colors are the same. If you do have it, let me know, because I think that's a great palette too. It's another thing that comes like this, where you have a palette of eyeshadows and a palette of blushes. So there you all have it. I hope you enjoyed this video. I did an e.l.f. Favorites Get Ready With Me featuring this palette that is either going to be up after this or is already up. So I'll link it below whenever it happens. But if you are interested in seeing more about makeup, more about my daily life, and some crafts and blogging, you can read my blog. It's 516thsblog.com. You can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram at 516ths. And I hope you all enjoyed this video. I'll talk to you later. Bye.